John Barry returns here to the Rich Eisen Show once again from the worldwide leader in sports. John, appreciate the call. How you been, man?
What's up, Rich?
I'm doing fine. Let's start right off the bat with the topic du jour in the NBA, with players being rested, star players being rested, much to the dismay of the paying public and certainly of your television employer at the worldwide leader in sports. Do NBA players, star players, need the extra rest, John?
Well, look, it's a difficult situation. I don't know how it could be policed. I understand from a coach's standpoint, a management standpoint, that the bottom line is you try to win a championship, and to go about that the best way possible. If you think a guy needs rest, you do that. But at the same time, you're being paid millions of dollars. People are paying big money to come see you play. TV rights are at billions of dollars. And I think that you play what's on your schedule. I always go back to Michael Jordan won 6 titles in the 90s. In those 6 years, he missed 6 games combined. So just because you're getting your rest doesn't mean that that's going to help you win a championship. You've got to be a great team, and I think you should play.
Best as you can tell, John, how does this start? What is the genesis of LeBron sitting, for instance, against the Clippers, or Curry and the whole and Curry and Clay sitting down against the Spurs? Is it like done weeks in advance and they peg that date and don't move off of it? How does this? How does this work?
Well, all cases are different. LeBron, there was no reason that he sat, to be quite honest. They played Thursday night at home, flew to L.A. on Friday, and played Saturday night. My explanation that I got from Tyronn Lue, I happened to do that game on radio, was that he just wanted Love, Irving, and LeBron all to be together. So he felt like it was a waste of time for LeBron to be playing on Saturday night without those guys. So he decided to rest them all. My understanding was that they went to LeBron and said that we want you to rest, and he was not happy about that decision. But that's what happened. The Warrior case was different. They had a crazy schedule where they flew back from the East Coast to the West Coast for one game and then flew back out to the East Coast the next day. So it was crazy. They had, 8 games in 13 days in 8 different cities. So I look, like I said, I get it. I'm with Steve Kerr. I'm trying to win a championship. Greg Popovich started doing this stuff years ago. It's about winning a championship, and if that's what you feel is best for your team, that you do it. But again, I checked into the hotel in San Antonio. I saw a kid with his dad. A kid had a Steph Curry jersey on. They paid a flight to get there. They paid for a hotel. They paid for tickets to go to the game. And they saw 5 guys that they probably don't even know their name playing for the Warriors.
Yeah, that theory with John Barry of ESPN on the Rich Eisen Show, the theory that Steve Kerr posited, you can't argue with any coach saying, I'm trying to win a championship, and this is what I feel is the best for a championship. That is a non-starter in terms of a response to an argument. I get it, okay? But why do it multiple? Why would coaches go ahead and rest multiple players, right? Kyrie and LeBron, Clay and Steph, and do it on a night where they know it's the most provocative night in which to do it, when a television partner is broadcasting the game to the whole country. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would that happen? That's not their
job. I mean, they're not thinking that way. They don't care. And I get it. I mean, I don't know how you police it. I mean, I know now, Adam Silver sent out a memo saying that you have to at least announce it in proper time. Well, that's not going to do any good. And who's to say if I say my ankle's a little tweaked, I'm not playing tonight? Like, there's nothing we can do about it. I mean, if they're going to sit down, they're going to sit down. And what they have to do is just do a better job of the schedule making. When we have these marquee matchups, make sure that the teams aren't playing on a back-to-back. Make sure these teams aren't flying across the country. I know how hard it is to do a schedule, but that's just something that has to be looked at. When we know we have these marquee matchups, make sure that we're going to have all the combatants that are ready and healthy, ready to go.
And then you got guys like Harden saying, I'll rest when I'm retired. Totally different.
Yeah. Well, I
approach.
Like it. It's great. They need to get on whatever LeVar Ball's taking. They'll have plenty of energy.
So when it all comes down to it, LeVar Ball and your dad, are there any similarities whatsoever, John Barry?
No. Besides Never Neverland that they go hang out in, I don't know. It's done a little different way. Look, I didn't get any pressure from my dad like this guy's putting on his kids. I can tell you. And my dad's in the Hall of Fame. I had no thoughts that I was going to be in the Hall of Fame or be better than him. So I feel bad for the kids, the Balls, because they're terrific young players and they're going to have a lot of pressure and a big circle on their back.
Well, when they get to the NBA, you think?
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, look, I mean, LeVar's great. I mean, but like I saw him say something about he's going to have a bigger impact than Magic Johnson had on the Lakers. Like, stop. I mean, we know he's just doing to get some attention, get some buzz around his family, and he's done it. He's done a hell of a job of that. That's for sure.
But if we know that, I mean, you think, but Lonzo's not saying it, right? But you still think that when he gets into the NBA, there will be some veterans that'll be particularly hard on the kid during a game, or maybe even within his own locker room. You think, John?
Yeah, I mean, it could cause some problems. I mean, there's some jealousy, or who knows? I mean, you just why create this kind of firestorm for your kids? Let the guy be Lonzo Ball. He's a terrific young player. He's going to go in the top 5 in the draft, and let him be Lonzo.
What was your dad's philosophy, I guess, when you were coming up and getting in the NBA, you and Brent and that? I mean, I don't recall ever hearing your dad once kind of talk about that.
No, he did all his stuff behind the scenes. every coach that didn't play us heard about it.
Is that right?
No. Well, the only thing that he was mad about is I made more my first year than he ever made in his career, and I was an average to below average player and made more than he ever made.
And it's great.
That's all I heard about.
And it was funny because I'd forgot that Canyon was playing on Florida, and I turn into an NCAA tournament game, and I see somebody shooting free throws underhand, and I'm like, oh, that's right. There he is playing out there.
Pretty weird. I mean, I played 25 years ago was my last tournament game in '92, and he's playing now, and he's my brother, half brother, or whatever you want to call it.
Sure, exactly. And so when it all comes down to it, is there? I'm with John Barry here on the Rich Eisen Show. When we started the show, I talked about how now the Cavs have the same number of wins as the Celtics. And there's trouble in River City here for a team that's only one game above 500 away from Quicken Loans. Do you think that the Cavs are in trouble heading into the playoffs?
Well, I don't know about trouble, Rich, but you're trying to incorporate a lot of different guys, and sometimes that can be a very difficult thing. And they're going to need, you got Corver, the 2 Williams. You brought in Larry Sanders now. J.R. Smith's basically a new player. He hadn't played all season long. So you've got a lot of different pieces that you're trying to put back into this puzzle. Obviously, if you have LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love, and they're all healthy, that's going to make life a lot easier. I still don't think they have a trouble getting out of the East. It depends to me on the Warriors. If Durant's healthy, I still think they're the favorite. But I think Cleveland will get it together, but it's made it a little difficult right now trying to incorporate all these guys through injury. Tyronn Lue really just throwing different lineups out there. I don't think that they're that concerned. I think they'll be ready to go. They've still got, 3 weeks until the playoffs start. I think they'll develop some sort of rhythm.
Now, it's tough to obviously ask this question of a team that came down from a 1-3 hole and had a win on the road to wrap up an entire championship as Cleveland did. But it's a different year now. And like I said, 18-17 away from Cleveland. What if they've got to go to a Game 7 in Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals? John?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get into a Game 7 against any of these teams in the East. I do believe they're that much better. So it shouldn't be a factor, but they could be playing. They're going to be playing on the road against the West, obviously, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you can draw back to what happened last year, and at that point, the road's not that big of a difference. I mean, I know they haven't played great there thus far, but again, a lot of injuries, a lot of different lineups. I think when it's time, Cleveland will start playing basketball.
Did you fill out a bracket or no?
I filled out 5, and they all stink.
No kidding. All of them.
Well, yeah, I mean, all my guys I got Arizona in 1. I've got Carolina in 1.
All right.
I mean, anybody can win.
I think so, right? Any of the 16 teams remaining can win 4 in a row,
well,
I think. No?
Yeah, look, I think Wisco's dangerous. I think Florida's pretty good. So it's going to be a great weekend for sure.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. All right, enjoy it, John. Thanks for calling. Really appreciate it. Oh
Okay,
yeah,
Rich, good talk.
yeah. One last thing for you. I mean, Westbrook's game last night. We haven't even talked about that today.
Yeah,
A triple double. He didn't miss a shot from the free throw line or the field. That's never happened before in the NBA. Have you?
pretty incredible coming off the game against the Warriors where he was 4 for 17 and his team got trounced. Very difficult MVP race. I mean, Harden's been sensational.
Right.
If Westbrook averaged a triple double, it's only happened one other time in the history of the league. So it's going to be difficult. LeBron James is the best player in the league, so you got 3 guys right there that are certainly deserving. It's going to be a very close race.
John, thanks for the call. Appreciate it. We'll chat soon.
Okay, Rich.
You got it. That's John Barry of ESPN.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.